Imagine waking up tomorrow to discover that getting divorced in America just became 10 times harder and more expensive. What if I told you that a system that has protected millions of women from domestic violence for over 50 years is now under serious attack? Conservative groups want to eliminate no-fault divorce and force couples back into courtroom battles where they must prove their spouse's wrongdoing. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now in 2025, and it could change everything you thought you knew about marriage and divorce in America. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal will shock you and could directly impact your family's future. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into American family law. Today we're discussing a critical issue that could reshape divorce proceedings across the United States, and that is the growing attack on no-fault divorce laws. First, let's understand what no-fault divorce actually means. In the United States, no-fault divorce allows couples to end their marriage without having to prove that either spouse did something wrong. Instead of showing evidence of adultery abuse or other serious misconduct, couples can simply state that they have irreconcilable differences or that the marriage has irretrievably broken down. This system was introduced in the 1970s, starting with California, and eventually spread to all 50 states. However, in 2024 and 2025, this established system is facing unprecedented challenges. Conservative policy groups and several political figures are advocating for the elimination or significant restriction of no-fault divorce laws. Project 2025, a comprehensive conservative policy initiative, includes advisors who want to eliminate no-fault divorce, particularly for families with minor children. Vice President Jade Vance has previously made statements suggesting that divorce has become too easily accessible in America. These developments have raised concerns among family law experts and advocacy groups about potential major shifts in how Americans can dissolve their marriages. It's important to note that while federal politicians can influence policy, states ultimately determine their own divorce laws. The potential impact of eliminating no-fault divorce would be substantial. Research shows that when states originally introduced no-fault divorce, domestic violence rates decreased by 30%. Intimate partner homicides against women dropped by 10%, and female suicide rates fell from 16% to 8%. These statistics demonstrate that no-fault divorce actually improved safety outcomes, particularly for women. If no-fault divorce were eliminated, we would return to a fault-based system. Under this approach, couples seeking divorce would need to prove specific wrongdoing such as adultery, cruelty, abandonment, desertion, or mental illness. This process is typically lengthy, expensive, and emotionally devastating. Courts would require extensive evidence, witness testimony, and detailed documentation of marital misconduct. Domestic violence experts are particularly concerned about this potential change. Victims of abuse often struggle to gather evidence of their mistreatment and may fear retaliation from their abusers during lengthy legal proceedings. The threat of having to prove fault in court could discourage abuse victims from seeking divorce, leaving them trapped in dangerous situations. The financial implications would also be severe. Fault-based divorces require significantly more legal representation, court time, and expert testimony. Attorney fees can easily reach tens of thousands of dollars, making divorce accessible only to wealthy individuals. Middle-class and lower-income families would face substantial barriers to ending unhappy or unsafe marriages. Children would also suffer under a return to fault-based divorce. No-fault proceedings typically involve less hostility between parents since neither party needs to attack the other's character in court. Fault-based divorces often become contentious battles where parents must present evidence against each other, creating trauma for children caught in the middle. Women's rights advocates are especially concerned because historically fault-based divorce systems placed greater burdens on women. Societal expectations and economic dependency often made it difficult for women to prove fault or afford lengthy legal battles. No-fault divorce gave women greater autonomy to leave unsatisfactory marriages regardless of their financial circumstances. Currently, These proposed changes have not become law, but the conversation is gaining momentum at both state and national levels. Different states may adopt varying approaches, with some potentially introducing bills to restrict no-fault divorce, while others maintain current protections. Legal experts suggest that complete elimination of no-fault divorce is unlikely given how deeply integrated it has become in American family law. However, partial restrictions could emerge, such as extended mandatory waiting periods, additional counseling requirements, or different rules specifically for couples with minor children. If you're currently considering divorce in the United States, your rights under existing no-fault laws remain secure. However, staying informed about potential legislative changes in your state is crucial. Consulting with experienced family law attorneys can help you understand both current options and potential future developments. The attack on no-fault divorce represents part of a broader cultural and political debate about marriage family values and individual rights. This issue intersects with discussions about gender equality, domestic violence prevention, and access to justice. Whatever changes may come, they will significantly impact millions of American families. The debate continues, and we'll keep monitoring these developments. Understanding these potential changes is essential because they could fundamentally alter how American families navigate one of life's most difficult transitions.